The water today does look incredibly fast. It didn't even look this fast last time, and it was very fast when I was in it, so I'm gonna need to somewhat be careful, but looks very beautiful. I also just got a bunch of new swimsuits in from Cupshe again, so I need to do a little haul for you guys showing my new swimsuit. Mom life and work break to go cleanse the aura. Let's do it. Healing girl summer, spiritual hygiene, very important. Cleansing our aura. Also, there's like butterfly mating or something going on over here, so I'm gonna try not. As you guys saw in that last little clip, I mentioned that I have a haul to show you guys, and really, like, I know that I could just like hang on to my old swimsuits, right? I could have hung on to all these old clothes that I had pre-baby and really embrace them. And whether you are someone who you are just going through a season of like you are having more weight on your body, you just made a beautiful blessing of a baby, whatever is going on with your body, I hope and I pray and I send you so much love right now that you stop holding on to things that make you want to be a smaller version of yourself. You stop holding on to things that make you want to be a smaller version of yourself. So I've really been in this chapter in this season of embracing this body, embracing this new life. This journey from maiden to mother is expansive and challenging and beautiful all at the same time. So I want to show you guys some of the things that I've picked up recently. As you guys know, I love Cupshe. They not only have amazing inclusive size swimwear, they have 2 pieces, they have 1 pieces, they have amazing summer dresses and cover-ups and just the most like flattering and comfortable swimwear and dresses and cover-ups ever. It's been really beautiful to get to kind of try new things, try new pieces, and explore this new mom bod. Okay, so I do think this might be one of my favorites, if not my second favorite. Hello, baby ab, come through. But I love me a floral print and a big old booty. I love me a floral print. And something else I love about Cupshe, you guys, is a lot of their swimsuits come in like separate, so you can buy like an XL top and a small bottom or whatever it may be. But I am obsessed with this one. I love a floral print, and so many of Baby Lace's swimmies are also floral prints, so we like also kind of match. But how cute is this one? I love the cup, as well as it's an adjustable strap, which is very important for the girlies. And you guys, the same print. Okay, super funny. Let me know what you guys, if you're this way too, but I'm actually left-handed. Tell me down below if you're left-handed or right-handed. I don't meet a lot of left-handed people, but because this is on my right shoulder, I'm like, I feel like it should be on my left. I'm more like a left dominant girly, you know? But I love a one piece, and I specifically love this print. As we could tell, I got 3 swimsuits. It just reminds me not only of like my Elle Woods era, but like a Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? You know what I mean? It reminds me of a nice Scooby-Doo snack back in the day. Like so cute. The butt, yes ma'am. I love a one piece, especially for baby shrimp swim classes. I just feel more comfy in a one piece in like a learning environment. I don't know what that is, but like, oh, so cute. I love this side cutout. Like, she is a whole moment. Yeah. And speaking of one pieces, I also got this one, which I thought was so cute. Like, I don't have a ton of things in this color, and I love you can like adjust the girlies, you know? Oh, so cute. I love this color. I feel like much more flattering than I thought it would be, and what I like is it actually clips in the back so it holds it, you know? Love this little tie. You could do a little knot, a little bow. So cute. She is the moment, the whole moment. Everything. I also got this blue bikini. I just have to exchange the top. I got the wrong size, but this is a high-waisted one, right? And then I love that it's a halter as well as a cup. Really holds everything in. Oh, the blue. She's a moment. Oh.
You going swimming somewhere?
No.
Cute. Okay. Love you, bye.
Love you, bye. And then, you guys, is this not the cutest dress? How fun is this? Very like beachy, boho Barbie, cottagecore mom truth. I love it. I am living for this dress. Oh, So fun. Lila loves playing with shit like this, so I'm like, yes ma'am. So cute, so good for summer. I'm obsessed. And then this one I actually got similar to the first one that I showed you guys when I was down by the river. And I got this one. That way if I, you know, want to get rid of some tan lines or something, it just has the same print, low rise bottom. You guys, it holds everything in so well. I love that you can tighten the sides as well as like with a high-waisted skirt. I'm sorry, I could wear this out. But cupshe currently has an amazing sale going on. If you use code Marissa15, you get 15% off. Order $65 or more. You can use my code here, and I'll have a link down below for everything I showed. I am so excited. They just feel like make me feel so confident, you know, like find swimsuits that make you feel confident, find cover-ups that make you feel confident, find outfits that make you feel confident. Not trying to like force yourself into clothes that don't fit, not trying to force yourself into, oh, I have to lose 5 pounds, I have to lose 10 pounds, oh, I have to have an inch off here before I can wear it. Like, work it, wear it, live it, be it, embody it. Spiritual hot mom. Yes ma'am. I am like in tears. I don't know if you guys can see all of them, but like, oh my god, they're flying all around me, and I'm not gonna lie, I've been screaming and squealing. I get the heebie-jeebies, you guys. But whew, beautiful, 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 but also heebie-jeebies. These are from Target. So I need to go through her clothing, put all that away. And now that she's getting a little bit bigger, it's kind of more fun to put her in like real outfits, you know? So if I could go back and tell myself one thing, onesies only, which is pretty much what I did. Do you like that pussy now? So sweet. I was pretty good about keeping the clothes, you know, a little more put together, not too over the top, but I definitely could have bought less clothing, and that's okay. But now I'm in the debacle, and I'm in the period of what clothes are we keeping and what are we donating. A very like real talk video. I definitely went off on a few topics that I did not know I was even going to talk about, but today I wanted to kind of just reflect on the past 9 months of motherhood, as well as just some realizations, and just I've been feeling, my biggest theme that I would say the past 2 months has been a lot of clarity, a lot of heart opening, and I just can't wait to share with you guys. So I just wanted to again start this video by saying I love you, and even if you are normally a silent viewer or you are new to my channel, I ask you to leave a comment down below just telling me about you and your motherhood journey, or even if you're trying to conceive right now, or you're someone who doesn't want children. If you are a woman who is here, I want to hear about your story and kind of just where you're at. I go pretty deeply into some of just the feelings that I've been having recently about being a mother by choice, and I ask you to come into this video with an open heart and an open mind. Hello my spiritual hot moms, hello my spiritual hot gals. Welcome to a new video. In today's video, I want to talk about 9 months of motherhood. As they say, 9 months in, 9 months out. I know I say this in every video, but I cannot believe that Lila is 9 months old, and I can't believe that that means she's almost a year old. And I say this, there's a giant fucking mountain pigeon outside. If you've never looked up a mountain pigeon, please give it a googs and let me know what you think. But I want to point out that I'm going to be very honest and very transparent in this video. If you are someone who is very, you know, sensitive to the whole motherhood talk, and you're a sensitive mother yourself, I love you and I honor you for that, and this might just not be the video for you. I am feeling very tender and soft myself right now. And I love motherhood, and it breaks my heart how many people don't love motherhood. It breaks my heart how many people don't feel seen and supported in motherhood. So we will get into that, but anyone who needs to hear it or who is not feeling like good in this moment, if you are feeling like you're not thriving in motherhood, that is because our world is not set up for mothers to thrive. Therefore, it's hard to create a thriving childhood when you are not a thriving mother. And that doesn't mean that everything has to be perfect every single day. That doesn't mean, your child's going to stick to a perfect schedule or you're going to have a perfect schedule. I am 9 months in and Lila still does not sleep through the night. We're still not really on a schedule. I let her lead. And part of that is, the quote unquote privilege of being able to work from home, being a work from home mom, as well as kind of like stepping into this space of like being a homemaker unintentionally, of hot mom homemaking, as I like to call it. And not the homemaking where, it's Christian based and it's all about the heart of the home and living God's word. If that is your journey and that is your vibe, I love that for you. But I do feel like what I've been seeing recently is just a lot of comparison in the mother world, a lot of comparison, which is nothing new. Whether you are a mother or not, as women, it is instilled in us that when one woman has something, that takes away from us. And when we see someone doing something, instead of calling it inspirational or aspirational, we view it as like looking for reasons why it's not a value of why, something has to be wrong with it. I feel in this chapter of motherhood, I have never loved life more. I have never loved my daughter more or my partner more, but it's life outside of motherhood that feels tricky. It's trying to balance friendships and trying to still show up for work and still, show up in all these other aspects. And I was speaking about this on our Spiritual Hot Mom Instagram that like sometimes you have to choose inner peace over everything. Sometimes you have to choose inner peace over everything. And this specific like past 2 months has really been beautiful. And when I say beautiful, I mean that Lila is really coming into her own. She is speaking a lot more. She's saying a lot more words. She's almost walking. She's full crawling now. That's been going on for a couple months. We haven't had any teeth pop through yet, but like her interest in food, the fact that she has favorite type of things. We've moved her over to glass bottles, as you guys know. And like the fact of she's very disinterested in the bottle now. She's very disinterested in formula. She's very more into food now. So really following that. And, we're going from a couple naps a day to more just 1 or 2 naps a day and really letting her lead that. We are still co-sleeping and loving that. We are still co-sleeping. And I know that is like triggering for a lot of people, but it works and it's great. And bonding with my daughter that way is phenomenal. And you know what else it is too that I want to talk about is like, the deeper I get into my motherhood journey, the more I realize how mother's intuition is such a real thing. And society like tries to disconnect us from that. I'm not angry, but it's more of one of those realization moments, you guys, of like, the world is not set up to be a mother. The world is not set up to be a mother. And I know we have a lot going on in the world, and especially like in our country right now, a lot of outrage about Roe versus Wade. I am pro-choice. I will always be that way. And I don't want to get your heartstrings, causing these emotional reactions in order for you to see their side. And I don't need to do that. I literally have my stance of being pro-choice. I've always had that stance, but then also being a mother, we all know it's hard. Motherhood is hard. Motherhood is expensive. Motherhood is expensive in time and money and resources and all the things. And I am a mother by choice. And that gets to be everyone's choice. Very wild to witness like our world right now not seeing that our world is not set up to be parents. Our world is kind of set up for us to hustle and bustle and focus on the money and focus on these things. And I never want to like get too political, but I hope you really feel empowered by this little mental shift that we can make of knowing that sometimes it's not our fault that we don't feel thriving in the world when the world is not actually set up for every single person to thrive. So that's just something that's been on my heart very heavy recently, and I want to talk about it because this is my channel and I'm allowed to. So if you disagree, that's okay. I still love you. Look at that. Look at that. We're able to disagree. But this chapter of motherhood has felt very expansive and challenging. And it's been, the challenging part is the conscious moments of needing to recheck myself, realign myself, of really looking at when I'm so focused on everything that needs to get done, when I'm so focused on like a to-do list over just knowing that everything will get done. And I know it's easier said than done, right? To just know, oh, everything's gonna get done. It's no big deal. It's not as if like you'll never feel a moment of stress in your day again, but it's knowing that when I stopped trying to prove my self-worth in what I could get done, and I measured my day in the like success of how present I was with my daughter, when I had this realization that I felt a lot of guilt when I was just being present with my daughter, when we were at the park and we were just sitting in the grass, or I was swinging with her on a swing, and I was like, oh, should I be checking my email? Like, oh, it's this time. Like, what if someone gets back to me? Oh, I want to get back as fast as I can. Oh, I got to comment back as fast as I can. Like, I think that a way that I would describe it is motherhood aligns you with the purpose that we seek. Motherhood really aligns you with this purpose that we seek in this life, and these answers that we want to have about time and heart and meaning and purpose, and, you know, giving us a real connection to something. And what happens is it almost feels like we're just so distracted by all of the distractions of life that we don't even see the miracles in front of us. We don't even see the miracles in front of us from just busy work of trying to prove ourselves as a human in like this world, in our society of continuously pushing forward always. I genuinely feel within my heart that you know, a lot of people ask me about like taking a maternity leave or stuff like that, or ask me why I don't take breaks. And like the truth is like I don't feel safe to take breaks. It is like really conditioned in this industry and like in the whole influencer space and stuff that you can't really take breaks. Like your audience will get mad at you if you take a break. They're wondering like, well, what do you need a break from? Your job is so easy. And then you have like, you know, more of like the business side of it of like, well, you need to stay relevant. You need to keep your engagement up. You need to keep people watching and all these things. And I can honestly tell you guys that I've never like given less of a fuck about that. I have never given less of a fuck about that. Like I would rather have 100 people, 1,000 people who actually care about what I'm saying and actually care about what I'm teaching and the energy that I hold versus like, you know, 100,000, 1 million people who are just like tapping through and you just happen to get a view every now and then. Over this past 2 months, the clarity that I have felt in my life, I think you guys have, you know, messaged me, and I've been talking to a lot of you guys just about that. It's very clear. It's very like, you know, prevalent. It's not as if it's like something I'm trying to hide, but the surface levelness and the shallow stuff on social media is just getting harder and harder to like pretend to care about. And I think we're seeing it a lot, whether it's a mommy influencer or it's just people online in general. We see a lot of people in the online space talking about how depressed they are, how anxious they are, how unhappy they are. And it's because we're so disconnected from actually things that matter. And it doesn't matter how many people like your photo. Do you like yourself? And I think becoming a mother kind of showed me this energy of, I love what I'm doing, and there's of course certain aspects that I love more than others, and I love speaking to other women about why it matters that they love themselves, like why it matters that you're doing things throughout the day that you love, why it matters how you speak to yourself and how you speak to your children, why it matters to make time for yourself in your day. And it doesn't mean that like, oh, I'm perfect or I'm the perfect mom or I'm the perfect influencer or anything like that. And perfection is an illusion, just like the illusion in motherhood that everything is going to go perfect one day. And to simply show up with an open heart and an open mind, and to release this idea of every day has to look the same or has to be perfect, when I gave myself the grace and the freedom of knowing that everything will get done in perfect timing, and what if the perfect timing is meaning that not everything has a set, rigid schedule, and it's more of a routine. It's more of creating a space that feels good to be in, and less of having to be perfectly clean 24/7, of knowing that I would rather my daughter like see me interacting with her, or when she calls for mommy, or she calls me, you know, she likes to call me mom now, and I'm just kind of like, can we back, mama? Mom is just like, Mom. I'm like, how you got that energy already? But when she calls me and knowing that I'm there, not like, oh, let me finish this email, let me finish this, it'll all get got to. It'll all get got to eventually. And I feel like there's just not a space of embracing motherhood in the sense of like, it's okay to admit like being a mom is my most important job right now. Being a mom is my most important job. And it's almost like, well, being a mom's not your whole identity. You're right, 1000%, but it's also like the most important part of my identity right now. And that's not being a mother just to my daughter, but it's also the sacredness of like going from maiden to mother is like really lost in our culture. It is so sacred and beautiful, and we are losing the magic of it, and we're losing the potency of that, and wondering why life feels lackluster. We are wondering why life feels lackluster when people are in jobs that they hate, and people are trying to keep up with images that they don't even actually care about, or in this state, I feel like, of not even realizing how much the surface level shit, as well as like, I can't be the only one who, like, when you're online, it's like you're either seeing like pretty surface level things, or it's like someone just trying to trigger you with like all these like intense heavy topics. And it's like, life is not meant to be felt that way. I feel that my energy has never felt more important to protect. My boundaries have never felt stronger, in the sense of like really paying attention to what makes me feel off, what makes me feel not myself, what, you know, really, when it's taking away from my inner peace, it's taking away from my daughter in all actuality. And making that connection and having that clarity has been really helpful. And I think that, you know, we see online of these people with the perfect schedule and the perfect nursery and, you know, the perfect items and all these things. And I want to remind you, those get to be like really cool little, like, you know, dessert toppings on top. But you have to create a foundation that you love, that actually works for you. Not what you think like the good mother would do or the perfect mother would do, or not what your parents tell you should do, not what you see in society of like people should be doing. So many of us live in the shoulds that we don't even know what brings us joy anymore. So many people live in the shoulds of life and what we should be doing and what we should say and what we should post about and how we should show up, that we lose a connection with our own inner source, our own inner spirit. And I hope you, from this video, just take away with knowing that whatever you find passion in this life about, whether it is like working and figuring out how to be a stay-at-home mom and a full-time homemaker, or you want to start your own business and get a full-time nanny to come along with you, like, that's amazing too. That is amazing too. And to know also that it gets to look different. I think this idea of being like, you know, everyone's big question is like, well, where's Lila going to go to school? Well, I mean, I literally think, you know, the time that she would go to school, which is years from now, the system's probably going to hopefully look different. So, I mean, I think that there's different ways to do things. And you know, a perfect example is I do work from home. I am a work from home mom / homemaker. It's a very confusing time to be in. And I've realized like my ideal scenario that I want is to find someone that I connect with who is like specializing as a doula or has done work in that sort of field and also wants to be a nanny. And I would love to have someone who understands my type of parenting and my type of living and they work with me. They work with me in my business, and they work with me in the home with Lila. And that way I can go on the trips, I can do the things, and I have someone come with me. I think that more women are seeing how important it is to have community, whether that is a community that you make on your own or you have your family and, you know, that sort of extended vibe. But this idea that we're meant to be alone or we're meant to do motherhood alone is not true. That's not at all how it is supposed to be done. And so many of us feel lonely, and that's important. That's literally information. So we need to make changes about it. And that's just like a big shift that I've had in my life of, you know, seeing my friends who have nannies, or my friends who are just stay-at-home moms, or my friends who are full-time working moms. Like, one is not better or harder than the other. They're all hard. Motherhood is hard. It's the right type of hard. It is the type of hard where you see what really matters, and you see what you are capable of, and you see how big you can love and how much you can feel, and also the clarity that you can have in your life with this like mother's intuition that you might have felt really disconnected of your women's intuition. And now we're seeing like, holy shit, this innate wisdom really is within me. It really is within me. And it's fucking scary. It's scary to admit that, like, holy shit, maybe this whole system is not actually working in my favor. So that is my tangent for today. I went off a little bit on the woo woo, and that's okay. That's okay. So 9 months of motherhood is feeling really good. Like, lots of clarity. That's how it feels. Lots of clarity. That's how it feels. Lots of clarity. Gets to be good. Gets to feel good. You get to be supported with no guilt. You get to ask for help with no guilt. And yeah, it seems almost like people are convinced that being a stay-at-home mom or being a homemaker is like not cool or not doing enough. And that's a fucking lie. That's a lie. That messaging is put out there to convince women that they need to be doing more, that what we do is not enough, that our innate, you know, loving, tender nature and, you know, being a homemaker is a full-time fucking job. And it is probably one of the most important jobs. That doesn't mean women who work, your job is not important. All of it is important. That is my point, that there is so, like, this whole mom world, lots of fucking division, lots of just causing a lot of chaos about trying to prove who's harder, who has it worse. And it's like, in all actuality, we need each other. We really need each other. And it feels safer to make the other person like the enemy or talk down to them than just admit, like, I want help too. I need you too. I need community too. Tea. But I love you guys so much. I hope you have the most beautiful day. I can't wait to read your comments down below about motherhood and where you're at and how you're feeling. I love you deeply. And you are so safe to create a life you love and be someone you love and be the mother that you needed.